All right, guys, happy Wednesday. We're going to have a fun little show today. We're going to be talking about the difference between red-pilled men and modern-day feminists. Is there any? Plus, there's leaked footage of Tucker Carlson. Will this make you hate him? We're going to be reviewing some of the fashion from the Met Gala and talking about some of the hypocrisy at the Met Gala, plus going through dating red flags. Let's get into it. All right, what it is. What's up? Welcome, guys, and happy Wednesday. I'm your host, Amla Banobi. Taylor's in Nashville.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Oh, we brought it back. I love it. I love it.
We brought
Thanks,
back
Scott.
the horn sound, and Scott's in the producer's bay.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
I hope you all are having a fantastic day. We're going to keep things light, airy, fresh today. There's not a real heavy news day going on right now, so we're just going to be talking about different things that I've seen on the internet and feel like we can leap off of them to have a discussion here. First off, this interesting tweet that I saw from Shoe on Head, who I follow on Twitter, also a really big YouTuber. She tweeted out, a lot of these new red pill guys on the scene just sell Yas Queen, hyper-individualistic, liberal feminism to lonely men. Sleep around, it's okay to cheat on your spouse, don't get married, opposite sex is dangerous, don't have children, etc., etc., bleak stuff. And I read this and I thought, you know what? The girlie is not wrong. She's not wrong. It's not all red pill men or what we would consider red pill content, because there's plenty of men in our circle of things who make what one would consider to be red pill content that does not have this message whatsoever. But it's not hard to go out and find these sort of red pill alpha male content creators who are selling exactly this. Sleep around. It's okay to cheat on your spouse. Don't get married. Opposite sex is dangerous. Don't have children. And they're just bringing in all of these, I don't know that it's lonely men, but presumably there are a bunch of lonely men who do watch this sort of content, and they're taking it in and thinking this is the message that they want to put out into the world. Most recently, I saw this video on TikTok about how men can cheat, but women can't. Let's watch it.
This is why men can cheat and women can't. Men and women have two different definitions of what being loyal means.
Do we?
Men being loyal is us providing, protecting, and being willing to die for a woman. A man sleeping with a random girl does not mean that he truly loves the woman that he's sleeping with. A woman, on the other hand, her sexual exclusivity is what makes her loyal. Women are not expected to provide, protect, lead a home, but a man is. So men and women bring two different types of loyalty to the table. A man is only cheating if he decides to give the same provision, protection to another woman other than his woman. But him sleeping with a girl, that does not mean he loves that woman more than his woman. Men will sleep with a hole in the wall if we could. But a woman giving her body, her purity, her essence to another man is her cheating.
Okay, I love it. I love how if you just edit anything well enough, it sounds like you are a legitimate, expert on the topic. This is the
And
new
say it
era.
confidently. You got to say it super confident.
Right. It's the confidence for me. And you know what? I'm not going to just completely throw everything that he said out the window. I think there are some, partial truths to what he's saying, that men can sort of go out and be sexually promiscuous without having the deeper connection that often women get from those sorts of relations with other men. So I think there is a point to be made there. But to say that men and women have different definitions of what loyalty is, I think is totally wrong. It's going to be a situational thing where on a relationship by relationship basis, you guys define what loyalty means to you. I don't know about you, but I'm not meeting a bunch of women right now in this day and age who are saying, if a man is running around and being sexually promiscuous while he's dating me, I think that's perfectly okay. And that is my definition of being loyal. And he sort of insinuates that there's this trade-off that you have in relationships where the man protects and provides, and that's his part of the cake. And then the woman's loyalty is displayed in not having other sexual partners. It's not quite making sense to me. Like, I can see a man protecting and providing, and maybe the woman being the nurturing, caring, keeping up with the house and making sure everything is where it's meant to be, so that he comes home to what he is protecting and it's all nice and put in its place, and she's taking care of that, and she's taking care of kids and all these different things. That would be the equal trade-off in my eyes. You don't kind of go, I'm protecting and providing, therefore, let me go sleep with whoever I want to sleep with.
Yeah, I think you made a great analogy. It's like, oh, two sides of the cake. I mean, this guy is kind of, he wants to have his cake and eat it too. Like, that's essentially what he's doing. And it's like, okay, yes, you are the one to protect and provide, but you have to look at it as like, are you actually protecting your wife if you're going out and doing these things? Because you know it's psychologically damaging to her and hurting her. So you're actually not protecting her in every single way that you said you would at that moment in time at the altar.
That's actually a very good point. And it's different if you find a woman who agrees to those terms. If you find a woman who's like, hell yeah, totally on the same page as you, go out and do whatever you want to do, I'm totally fine with that, then okay, she's defined what loyalty means to her. But to then go on the internet and sort of display to men this message that you believe to be the reality for all of them is really going to set them off on the wrong track. And it's going to have them hurting a lot of women. And it's so interesting to me that like we have this sort of alpha male culture of these men who are red pilled and based and all this stuff. And they're saying, oh, you know, go sleep around with as many women as you want. While in the very same vein and in the very same video, dogging on women who sleep around and who are sexually promiscuous. Where are you supposed to find these sexually promiscuous women to cheat on your girlfriend with and your wife with if you are trying to tell women not to go out and be sexually promiscuous? I'm just not, it's giving Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't know if you guys have watched any of his videos where, who is he talking to? Amber Rose. And they were talking about slut walks and what it means to be a slut. And he insinuated that she was one. And he talked about how, you know, men can sleep around or whatever. And he goes, well, she goes, what does that make you then? He goes, it makes me a slut maker. Oh. And I guess that's the logic here, right? Because if men can sleep around and do whatever they want and be sexually promiscuous, but you are discouraging women from doing the same, then they are what? The sluts and you are the slut makers? Is that how that works? The math is not mathing.
The math is not mathing for me. How about you, Taylor?
No, and it just sticks out to me how the way that this red pill alpha male movement talks about masculinity, it's all about being strong, but it's kind of a weak thing to say, I have so little self-control that I have to go be promiscuous and I can't be loyal to my woman because I just am too weak to keep it in my pants and to be loyal and to honor my commitments. So it's more of an issue for me that you're not man enough to be committed than it is that you're, you know, that you had to reshape the definition of loyalty to be different for two different people. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's sometimes you see people like, of course, there are certain, again, red pill commentary that I would champion and say, you know, yeah, I think this is a great message and more people should hear it. And specifically maybe men who are disillusioned with the world right now and don't have a clear path. But it's not the one that's like, you know, hoe out with every girl that you can, you know, because it's so hard for men to have that opportunity and you should go out and take every opportunity as it's given to you. I'm more so looking for somebody who's trying to give that more traditional view of manhood and masculinity, which I often feel is not the message given in these videos. Here's one from Just Pearly Things. So this is not an alpha male, but a woman who makes content and says, really self-proclaims that her content is mainly for men and men's rights.
Women like guys that sleep around and treat like women. Modern women don't like men that treat them like queens. And the problem is, like, if guys aren't sleeping around, they start to like think too highly of each girl and treat them too well, and modern women don't like that. It's not like in your generation where like a girl's courted and like they respect it and they're excited, and then you can just court the nice girl and she wants you. Like,
okay, pause. Now, I see a lot of Just Pearly Things and Pearl's content on the internet, and it's not all in this vein. There are a lot of her takes that I do agree with. This one, not so much. Women like men that sleep around. I think there are women who are like this. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of women who are like this, and I've certainly heard a lot of young women in particular say that they would never want to date a man who is inexperienced. I do not happen to be one of those women whatsoever. And I know there are so many other women that if you just set aside, you know, time as a man or just as anybody to like wait for the right person to come around, you will find the right person who doesn't want you to have slept with, you know, 50 different women and wants to be treated not even like a queen, but like an equal and just treated fairly and courted traditionally and going through those same steps that a more traditional relationship would go through. You could argue that if you're on social media a lot and you're looking at like Instagram baddies and these TikTok girls and the OnlyFans generation, that there are a lot of young women who do think this way. But I think there are plenty of women, and maybe they're not the louder portion of women, but plenty of women who want just the traditional treat me with respect, do the right thing, and you don't have to have slept with 100 women before you do that.
Yeah, I tend to think that women who would say, I want a guy who's sexually experienced, I mean, maybe that sex is just really important to you and that's not something that you're willing to compromise on. But I think of it as probably acting, the having a man who's sexually experienced is acting as a proxy for a man who's just generally competent and confident and, you know, somebody who is high up on the ladder. You know, men just by nature compete for women, and women are the ones who get to select the top men who are able to demonstrate competence, and that is something that they select for. But equating that to sexual experience ignores a big part of the equation in selecting a good mate, which is also not just are they able to get women in bed, but do they have any character whatsoever? And a man who's restrained himself or reserved himself or is looking for the right person to connect with that's a green flag, an indicator of character, at least that one would think as well. So it's a short-sighted thing to just say, you know, I'm going to choose a man on the basis of his sexual experience.
Right. I think I'd be much more attracted to a man who has gained confidence in other ways, like through friendships and even through like talking to women. It doesn't mean like don't chat up any girls or like go through the whole rejection phase that I think a lot of guys go through, where they have to find, you know, their character and what makes them confident, all these things. You can go through that without having slept with the whole town. You know, you can have all of those experiences and build confidence. And for me personally, it would be far more attractive to meet a guy who maybe had opportunities to sleep with women and didn't take the opportunity to sleep with those women because, you know, he was maybe waiting for somebody better or waiting for somebody worthy, or he's only slept with women who he's been in long-term relationships with. That is far more attractive to me than some guy who's like, oh yeah, I've been with 40 different women because I wanted experience for you. What? What?
I did it for you, baby.
Yeah, for you.
Right. That's so wild to me. I just don't get it. And I don't know if that's just like men convincing themselves that that is what women want because it's convenient to think that that's what women want. But or maybe I'm delusional and that is what women nowadays just really want. They want a man who's been around the block.
I can't imagine that it's the majority of women. I mean, there are a select few, that, as you mentioned, that probably are looking for somebody who has the acumen, you know, in bed and whatnot. But yeah, to me, it's just women who are searching for this. Can't you, like, you got to stop and ask yourself, like, if you're searching for a man, you know, to live your life with, or for the rest of your life with, or start a family, or anything along those lines, how could it be that is one of the sole deciding factors, you know, the sex life? You know, you have to look, if you're going for a guy who's been with a lot of women, you got to wonder, like, oh, okay, you got to think maybe he doesn't treat women as people or as individuals with substance, and just thinks them as a notch on the belt or something along those lines. So why would you be any different within that whole span of women?
Yeah.
You know, you have to ask yourself these questions. If that's really your pursuit, like, how do you know you're going to find an actual good man and the right man?
Yeah. Oof. Questions.
That's a great point, Scott, that, you know, if a man has established this pattern, then like using women and discarding them, then what makes you think that that's going to be any different when it comes to you? And there's no evidence to support that it wouldn't be. I just did a poll in the chat for you guys. Ladies, is a man who's sexually experienced a red flag, green flag, yellow flag. And 30% say red flag, 5% say green flag, 33% say yellow flag, and 33% say I'm a guy.
Okay, good. Fair enough. Yeah, it's just very strange to me. I mean, that if that's what you want, that's totally fine. But there's also this, I think men sort of reconcile that by saying, oh, well, at least when I am married or when I do pick the girl that I'm going to be with, I won't have any, wondering to do in my mind of like, what if I had gone with a different choice, or what if I had slept with this girl instead, because I will have already slept with those girls. I will have already dated those girls. So when I'm with my wife, I know that I've experienced the choices that are out there for me and landed on her.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I don't personally believe in the, you can get it out of your system. If you continuously go after women and it's, as Taylor was saying, it becomes habit, it's no longer you getting it out of your system. It's you. It's literally who you are and who you've chosen to be and what you're pursuing. So I don't fully buy that people can get that out of their system.
Yeah, I mean... And it feels like if you know it's a not good thing that you would need to get out of your system, why do it in the first place? That's just my question.
Yeah, and sexuality is very like it's malleable and fluid, as we say, I guess. But there's also an element of it that's like the behaviors that you engage in and the experiences that you have do shape patterns and your things that dictate your behavior or kind of shape and influence your behavior down the line. So if you're establishing a pattern in your earlier life of, hey, I need lots of sexual partners, I need lots of variety, I'm going around doing this, then that pattern, you think it's just going to magically stop or change internally because you decided to commit to someone. It's going to complicate things and be a difficult. It's going to be a barrier and an obstacle to having a more fulfilling, exclusive relationship when that time comes. And so, and like, what are you getting out of that? In the long term, you're sacrificing just ease with your long-term relationship, or just, I don't know, more meaningful connection and in that exclusiveness for a bunch of short-term highs and it's not to say that you can't have both, but I'm just saying, like, be careful of the patterns that you're establishing, and I think it's naive to pretend like that they don't exist.
Right. And it's not to say that nobody can grow or get it out of their system. I would just love to see the stats on that. That's all that I'm saying. It's not to say that nobody can do it. There's Michael Jordans and Kobe Bryants and all that stuff. Those people exist. I would just, again, love to see the stats on that. Now, I'm going to show this video that ended up going viral of, coincidentally, Tucker Carlson on the Wholesome podcast talking about his relationship to women and his wife and his children.
I like women, actually, because they're totally different. I don't understand like 80% of what they say. I don't need to. I'm married to one for 32 years. I have 3 daughters. I think they're like fascinating and interesting because they're so different. I listen super carefully to what they say.
What's the biggest thing you've learned in your marriage about women?
They're amazing, that they compliment us. So your average young man looks at women, if we're being totally honest, and it's like, they're dumb, they're easy to fool, like I can talk him into sleeping with me. And like men get this attitude like women are dumb. And the reason they feel that way is because women have a completely different way of seeing the world that's innate, it's inherent. Their brains are different, measurably, which is why I hate the trans thing, because it's pretending that some guy with a male brain who's not at all in any sense a woman can become a woman with plastic surgery. No, it's an insult to the complexity and the mystery of women, which if you're, in a long-term marriage, you really confront it on a daily basis. What you learn when you get married and you like decide like, no, I'm staying with you, helping you raise your children, I'm gonna die next to you, like you really make the commitment, then you're forced to confront who women really are, and you learn they're amazing. They think things that they're not interested in the same kind of theoretical bullshit your average man is. They're not going to sit around and dip Copenhagen and like theorize about, well, the world is, they're not going to come up with a unified theory of everything in the way that you guys do when you smoke weed. But they have all kinds of other like crazy insights into people. They force you to think about the world in a really different and really important way. And it takes a long time to learn that. And your average man who's in a relationship long-term with a woman, married or not, has a moment where he's like, I don't understand what she's saying. This is freaking me out. She's crazy. I'm leaving. And whether it's leaving, like just taking off with your buddies or leaving for good, men can't deal with it because they don't understand it. But if you're forced to stay there over the long term, you realize, no, she's not, I mean, maybe a little crazy, but a little crazy in a way that's great. It's like so fascinating. It's unbelievable. Why do you see it that way? Because my brain's totally different from yours. And then you realize even longer term, like I really needed to hear that. I needed to learn that. So the things you learn from women are not like how you can be more like a woman. Like that's like, you know, the thing like women make you more sensitive. Not really. In a happy relationship, you don't become more feminine when you live with a woman. You just become wiser. I like women.
Yeah. That is red pill content. That is what I mean when somebody's like, I've been red pilled by some guy I heard on the internet. That's what I'm hoping the message is. Not like go and sleep with as many women as possible and don't get married. Why would you get married? All this different stuff. Like that is what I'm talking about. That's facts.
Yeah, doesn't it just resonate as like, wow, this is somebody who's wise, who's saying true things. It just like resonates in your soul that like, yeah, you know what, men and women are different. And when you are in a committed relationship, that you have the opportunity to learn about those. And that's something that's very unique and enriching, and it makes for a fuller, richer, more beautiful life. And you know, he's just so on it. And to, you know, look at his advice and the way he speaks about it versus a lot of this red pill content or, you know, feminists that spout things off on TikTok. And if I had a nickel for every like TikToker that just confidently says a bunch of silly nonsense about relationships, give me Tucker talking. And it's not like anything particular about Tucker. I would argue that most wise married men who have been in it for a long haul would have an attitude similar to that, right, who really understand and have developed an appreciation for women that informs their worldview. And he's got daughters as well. And like, man, that is wholesome. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
good old wholesome content. And I love that, just like the acknowledgement of just how deeply different men and women are, and how, you know, that's something you're not always going to understand, but it's something that you navigate. And I find with so much of, maybe we call it red pill content or whatever, and whatever you want to call it, it's like, how do we manipulate the differences between the genders to like get what we want? And if that's like sexual promiscuity, how do we get that? If it's being in like no commitment, how do we get that? How do we manipulate the psyche of women, or how do we manipulate men? And it's just like, why are you guys not just trying to sit there trying to understand? Just understand the differences and find somebody who, although is on the opposite end of the spectrum as far as sex is concerned, like, if I shouldn't have said spectrum, strike that word from the record, who is on the opposite end of the aisle there. How can I find the right person for me and, you know, build this like long-term relationship where we grow together and we learn from each other and hopefully bring kids into the world, instead of this opposite of like, you know, go around, you know, get a vasectomy in your 20s, don't get married, do all this, like, come on.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought that up too. So like, Tucker was speaking about, you become wiser when you open up yourself to just the feminine in general. That doesn't mean you emasculate yourself in order to open yourself up to the feminine and try to understand it and experience it. But it seems like a lot of the red pill content you're talking about is this warped version. They want their viewpoint to be so wise, but wisdom is what Tucker's talking about. Like, true wisdom comes from opening yourself up that way, not trying to play all these games and see how many women you can get, and like never compromising and doing anything like that. That's not wisdom. That's crazy.
Right. And it's just like wild to me that those messages are being called trad. Like, I see these messages from these guys under the hashtag trad. Like, what is traditional about that? There's nothing traditional about anything that they're saying about this, rather than, you know, juxtapose that with the message we just listened to. And that is traditional. That's a traditional message that I think more men could stand to listen to. Now, speaking of Tucker Carlson, we're going to segue into more, I guess we can call this news that has come out in the wake of him and Fox News parting ways, which we still haven't gotten much clarity on what happened in that situation. But now these sort of like Media Matters-esque groups, I don't even know if this is Media Matters itself, but people are taking this old footage of Tucker, I guess, behind the scenes on his show, and attempting to make him look bad or give a reason as to why Fox may have parted ways with him or he may have parted ways with Fox. I don't know what happened there. Here is one that is an attempt to, I guess, paint him in a bad light. Let's watch it and see what it does.
Well, I feel great. You know, I can never assess my appearance. I wait for my postmenopausal fans to weigh in on that. My IFB. What? They want to control me from afar? Okay, I'm putting the leash on.
Did he call his fans postmenopausal? What a horrible thing to say. I am so angry. It's just unbelievable. So this is one of the clips that came out. It says, quote, I can never assess my appearance. I wait for my postmenopausal fans to weigh in on that, which is a joke, presumably, about the fact that a lot of older women are attracted to Tucker and they'll tell him how he looks or how his hair looks, and they'll tweet at him when his show is live and say, you know, you have a flyaway in your hair, Tucker, or we like today's suit, Tucker, or whatever it is. And those women happen to be older ladies because that is the demographic of Fox News. So one could go out on a strong limb and say that many of them are postmenopausal. What a horrific thing to say. This is the worst.
It's a giant nothing burger. And if anything, it betrays a little bit of self-awareness. I mean, anyone who looks into it can know that the average age of the viewership of Fox News is like, 55 plus, 55 to 65, I think. So it's literally correct. And if anything, it just shows that Tucker has a little bit of sense of humor and personality, and he's self-aware about who's watching his show. This is a complete nothing burger. And for Media Matters or whomever it was to put this out there as though it's damaging to him in some way, it's just laughable.
Right. It's absolutely hilarious. We have another one here. Apparently in this video, Tucker refers to someone else's girlfriend as yummy. And he also says an expletive. So cover your ears.
You wouldn't? Okay. I'm not, you know what? I'm not qualified on that score, I will say. I thought his girlfriend was kind of yummy. Just kidding. Just kidding, in case this is being pulled off the bird. Yeah, the bird. Hey, Media Matters for America. Go. That's the first thing I want to say tonight.
You got what he said.
Second thing is, totally kidding. I don't even know what his girlfriend looks like. And if I did, I would not find her yummy.
So that's going viral too. And people are trying to paint this, oh my gosh, how dare Tucker Carlson refer to somebody else's girlfriend as yummy? And apparently at the time that he even said that, he was aware that that could have been misconstrued and taken out and put out into the world by a group like Media Matters. So here we are. Again, another horrible piece of footage about Tucker Carlson. And here is NBC's Today Show, even featuring some of this footage.
Of some behind-the-scenes comments from Carlson have also surfaced since Fox settled its lawsuit with Dominion. Left-leaning group Media Matters posting a video appearing to show Carlson chatting with host Piers Morgan before an interview.
If we're going to talk about sex, I'd love to hit some of the fine points of technique.
Previously, the New York Times reported it had obtained a video of Carlson discussing his, quote, postmenopausal fans and referring to a woman as, quote, yummy. Of some behind-the-scenes comments from Carlson have also...
I love that that is real news. This is real news. This is real hard-hitting news about what is happening in today's media. Tucker Carlson calls some guy's girlfriend yummy. And you know what? It says, I'd like to discuss the finer points of technique.
This just makes Tucker look hilarious. I don't understand why they thought this was a W. And what's interesting, I've seen like the theories out there on social media is that Fox News or the people at Fox are leaking this stuff to Media Matters and to the media so that they have dirt on Tucker because they want him to be untouchable and don't want the audiences to follow him to wherever he goes and does next. So that's a conspiracy theory. We don't have any evidence to, support that at this point. But if you were trying to hurt Tucker Carlson and you were like a disgruntled employee or something like that, why wait until after he's gone before you start leaking some of this hot mic stuff? So it's pretty sus that this stuff's coming out now after he's left.
It is. And just what weak sauce it is. That's just so funny. Well, I can't wait to see more clips that come out. I just thought I'd update you guys on that news and that attempt. Let's get into quickly Met Gala fashion before we go into our red flag, green flag quiz to close out.
I couldn't wait for this
show.
segment. Thank you.
Yes. I know Scott and Taylor are so excited to give a fashion review. Now, I just want to point out really quickly, there is a little bit of hypocrisy attached to this Met Gala. You guys know the Met Gala, it has all these celebrities running up and down the carpet, and most of the woke individuals that you'll see when they win awards or in their music talking about and pandering towards the progressive agenda and cancel culture and political correctness. And the theme for the Met Gala was Karl Lagerfeld, who is a very famous fashion designer, done a lot of work with Chanel and sort of revolutionized the brand, but was quite the opposite of politically correct. So to watch all of these super woke celebrities just give their homage to Karl Lagerfeld, this guy who vehemently hated political correctness, is just so interesting to just watch it play out. I kind of want to pull up some of his quotes that he's said before that are really, really interesting. Quote, "Life is not a beauty contest. Some ugly people are great. What I hate is nasty, ugly people. The worst is ugly, short men. Women can be short, but for men it is impossible. It is something that they will not forgive in life. They are mean and they want to kill you." There's one quote there. "Sweatpants are a sign of defeat. You've lost control of your life, so you bought some sweatpants." That's very, very interesting. He says, "Be politically correct, but please don't bother other people with conversation about being politically correct, because that's the end of everything. You want to create boredom? Be politically correct in your conversation." And they said, you know, let's have an homage. It is based. Everything that he's saying is based. But let's have an homage to this guy and wear his clothes, and all these woke celebrities who are all body positive and anti-racist and modern day feminists. They go, yeah, of course, Karl Lagerfeld. Where do I sign up? Where do I sign up to walk the carpet? Here's another quote. "The thing at the moment is Adele. She's a little too fat, but she has a beautiful face and a divine voice." Very interesting. But I saw body positive Lizzo doing her homage to Karl Lagerfeld on the Met Gala carpet. Just wanted to address that hypocrisy for just a moment. Meanwhile, and afterwards, we are going to do our little fashion review. Are you guys ready? Are you excited?
So ready to. I'm going to be like Karl Lagerfeld with my.
Let's go through a few of these. First, let's see if you guys can name these celebrities, because I'll do very good in this arena. Much like when you guys had me name football teams, I'm gonna make you guys try to name celebrities. Who are these two people?
Is that Rihanna?
It looks like Rihanna.
That was good. Who is she?
I don't know who the guy
is.
is.
Who's her man?
Ah, man, I want to say Tyga.
No.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. But he's with the Kardashian girl.
Oh,
right?
yeah. That's right.
Is Tyga with a Kardashian? I don't know about that, but
Wasn't
maybe he might have been. That's ASAP Rocky, guys.
ASAP. That was my second one. That was my second one.
What do you think about the fits here? I think Rihanna is eating. Okay, she slayed the outfit. This is gorgeous, fantastic, beautiful, unique. ASAP Rocky, burn it. That's how I feel about it.
She kind of looks like she's in the Xenon movie from Disney Channel original movies back in the day. She's got like the futuristic glasses on.
I remember that,
And then I kind of like his little Scottish kilt going on. I mean, it can get a lot worse than that. So, yeah, that's still within the realm of, it's normal in some cultures, I guess. So, go ahead,
Okay.
ASAP.
You love the little bedazzled jeans underneath?
Yeah, the bedazzled jeans, you could lose those. If you went with normal jeans, that'd be totally fine, because I'm cool with his outfit. But she looks like she's straight out of like the movie Dune.
I love it. I think it's so unique, and it comes off, She removed it at some point and the outfit transforms. So this is, I give this 8 out of 10 for Rihanna, 2 out of 10 for ASAP. Okay. That's my guess there. Who is this? Guys? I know who it is.
Oh, that's Cardi B.
Yeah,
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the outfit?
Oh, it's kind of weird. It's like she's got a tie on, like a tie and shirt with a dress. It's kind of an interesting little mashup.
Again, I think
I don't
Cardi
hate
B, she always kills it. I think she always kills it. I think this is great. It's on theme. think she looks cute.
I think this is a much better version than Sam Smith's whatever the heck he was wearing a couple months ago.
Yeah, on stage, that little like sexual outfit.
No. I was thinking of the one that he looked like straight out of Alice in Wonderland, like the card, the walking card.
Oh gosh,
man.
yes. I don't like when Sam Smith is mentioned.
Yeah.
I give this outfit also an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5. Very good, on brand. She's like, who is this?
She was
Come
in
on,
Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Oh,
man,
yeah. What's her name?
What's her name?
I don't know.
Her name is Jenna Ortega.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this is a fire outfit. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. On theme. Tom Brown designed it. I know you guys already knew that, but it's gorgeous. What do you guys think?
Looks like Tim Burton designed it.
It does. It's close
Is
enough.
she going to be? They should cast her as Bellatrix Lestrange in the new Harry Potter show.
Okay.
She would kill it, and she can wear that outfit.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Who is this? He's also, I'll give you a hint, he's referred to as the daddy of the internet.
Pedro
Pascal.
Oh, great. Okay, good job. I hate this outfit.
Yeah, this whack. I don't know who convinced him to wear shorts. It was a bad idea.
I know. Just if they were long slacks, then this outfit is great.
It just looks like he forgot his pants.
Yeah. It does look like he forgot his pants. Yeah. I give it, without the pants, I give it a 7 out of 10. With the pants, it's 4. It's a 4.
Wow, so it had a ceiling there, no matter what.
Yeah, it did.
Someone said he has yummy legs.
Everybody loves Pedro Pascal. I don't quite get it.
I don't either.
Everybody's in their
People
dad
simp
era
so
right
hard.
now. People love the dad look. So I get it in that sense. But I did watch The Last of Us, and it did not make me attracted to Pedro Pascal. So I don't know if you guys, if it made you guys attracted to Pedro Pascal.
Can't say it.
Can't say
I
it.
kind of have a bone to pick with him over the whole like Mandalorian. Gina Carano got canceled, and he was kind of, not canceled and was more on the woke side of things. So
He
I don't
just
know. He's a
let
good
it
actor. I like
happen.
some of the stuff he's been in, but nah.
Okay, we're gonna do a few more. Who's this?
Hadid.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
know which.
Scott, you're that
Gigi?
quickly. Yes. I don't like this outfit, but Gigi Hadid is very pretty.
Yeah.
I will give it to her.
Yeah, it looks. I don't know.
6 out of 10.
I don't really like it.
I don't like it either. I don't even know what it looks like. Just looks like, I don't know, like a curtain wrapped around, like being wrapped in a curtain. That's all right. You'll know who that is. We're going to skip. You'll know who that is. We're going to skip, even though it just looks like she's wearing Skims. Who's this?
Is that Anne?
Anne Hathaway.
You guys are crushing it.
Yeah.
You're doing very good. I think she looks great. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks a little burlappy to me or something.
Burlappy, like a potato sack a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like a quilt.
Okay. So what's your rating?
Okay.
6.
6, yeah.
6. Oh gosh. Not for Anne. Who is this? You'll never get this one. There's no way. If you guys know this one.
I almost said Joan Rivers, but that's impossible.
I get why you would have said that. I
I got nothing.
It's very rare that a man would know this. This is Donatella Versace. So it would
Versace.
fashion designer. Her outfit is next.
Looks like it belongs on a doll or something.
It looks, I don't know, like Forever 21 kind of. I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
cheap.
I'm sorry, Donatella. Okay, here's the last one we'll do. Who is this?
Yo, what?
Ooh.
Let me zoom in for you guys.
It looks like a. Whoa.
You want a
That
little
is a
bit more
demon.
zoom?
Yeah. She looks like she's straight off of the set of Cats.
Okay,
with that-
yeah. That is. It is a Karl Lagerfeld.
We lost the feed
Oh, we lost the feed.
real quick.
It's a
No.
Karl Lagerfeld reference, which is why. Oh my gosh,
we
that's
actually
my.
cut the feed.
Oh, sorry. We're gonna pull it back up.
Yeah.
Okay, here she is.
Black screen is more pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
I actually really liked this a lot, and I thought that, this was one of my.
Wait, who is this?
This is one of my faves. You have no guesses?
I saw it in the chat. So if the chat's right, I know.
Okay,
But-
you can just say it.
Is it Doja Cat?
It is Doja Cat.
Oh.
Which her name is Amala. So it's my twin.
Hmm.
I actually love this outfit. I'm not gonna lie, and a lot of people are gonna say it's weird, but I think this is gorgeous.
Does she have like a? Is it just makeup, or does she have like prosthetics on? 'Cause
She has a
she looks
prosthetic-
like very cat-like.
She has a prosthetic cat face on. Oh shoot, here's the outfit. Oh my gosh! Now this is my sleep paralysis demon right here.
Dude.
Do you guys know who that is?
That looks like one of the bad guys in Black Panther.
Come on.
Old Town Road. Dude.
Yes, it
Nas.
is Lil Nas X.
Oh.
Yes, it is. That is, sleep paralysis, demon energy there. But yeah, this is Doja Cat. I think she looks great.
That's my sleep paralysis.
Doja Cat?
Yeah, look at that.
No!
Wait, I mean, sans the head thing.
Okay, so
it's not bad.
if she wasn't a cat, you'd be like, I am into that. I don't know why I keep losing the page.
I don't know. Like I just don't. I don't know the criterion or the basis on which I'm supposed to judge this stuff. Is it just like if I like it? Because they're all like weird outfits and nothing's like normal or elegant or things that people would wear to decent events. So I don't even know. I'm at a loss as to like say whether something's good or bad.
This is what Tucker was talking about when he said he just didn't understand. This is what I'm experiencing right now. We're going to move on here, and then we're going to get into super chats. Let's get into... We did this red flag, green flag video on our channel as a short, and it just like took off. And apparently you guys had a lot to say about red flags and green flags. So we're going to do a little fun little thing at the end of today's show. And take a little BuzzFeed quiz. I didn't even know they were still making BuzzFeed quizzes, but this looks like it was made last year.
I thought they went bankrupt.
Yeah, this was made last year in March, so this is old.
Okay.
And we're going to all just play along together. You guys can play along in the chat. Are these 19 first date behaviors normal or red flags? Okay, let's get into it. Number 1, they arrive 20 minutes late but apologize. The reasoning. What was the reason? What was the reason? I'm gonna say not a red flag, I guess.
Yeah, I'm in that boat. And what are they late to?
The date, first date. This is all first date.
I was late to my first date. So
You were, and why?
Why? I'm gonna blame it on the DC Metro system. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, that's what you're gonna do. So we don't know if that's the truth.
The Metro, does it like not run on time or something?
No, man, it's terrible actually. So
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough. Well, we'll allow it. We'll allow
I'm
you
gonna
to
try
use
to
that
ask the chat
as an excuse.
these guys so you guys can play too.
I think I'm going to say it is not a red flag. And even though if it happened consistently, it would be. 70% of people said it's not a red flag with 64,000 votes. 30% said this is a red flag. Yeah, it really just depends on the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, we're at about 70-32 in the chat, so you guys are in sync with the BuzzFeed.
All right,
users,
we love to be,
which is not a compliment to you.
Right.
Just kidding.
Love to be on the same page as BuzzFeed. Okay, and number 2, you order water, they order a shot of tequila. For me, red flag. I think, okay, and I'll explain why this is a red flag. I am not a very big drinker. So, and I think if you're going to just be who you are on a first date and you want to order tequila, by all means, order tequila and do that. But I also think there's an element of like, if you want to pregame the date, show up to the date and follow the lead of whoever it is that you're with. And if they're not drinking, you should probably abstain just to like match the energy. But if you are a big drinker, I guess, do it. I'm gonna say it. For me,
it's not just if you're a big drinker. Maybe you're just trying to set the tone, jazz it up. Be a confident, strong man. Just go in there. And,
but a shot of tequila.
Are you ordering tequila though?
A shot's wild.
You're at a nice restaurant and he's just slamming back a shot of tequila.
Yeah,
what kind of tequila are we talking about?
A cocktail's like totally fine. Like, let that rip. But a shot,
you're a tequila guy though.
I am more mezcal, but
yeah, if it's mezcal, it's a green flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If he just super confidently orders a shot of tequila when we're on the first date, I'm gonna be like,
don't explain it at all. Just that'd be kind of awesome.
that's a red flag.
Let's see, 60-40 if people say it's a red flag on our chat.
56% red flag on BuzzFeed. I think it's just maybe the word shot is what really stood out to me. I would get a drink on a first date, certainly not a shot of tequila. Okay. They ask to see a kid's menu. Green flag. Green. The flag is green. I think that's hilarious. I don't know why that would be so endearing to me if somebody asked for a kid's menu when I went on a first date with them, but I think that is just so funny. I would crack up for the rest of my life. Green flag.
Yeah, but you would not want to pursue a relationship with them because you wouldn't respect a child.
No, if he's just like...
So you could laugh about it the rest of your life, that's for sure.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me that they would want to order off a kid's menu. And if they're confident enough to do that on a first date, I don't know. To me, that's just like hilarious. Green flag.
It's the confidence for me.
It's the confidence for me. And it's actually adorable.
It's kind of a weird move.
Yeah.
It's a risk. As a guy, it's a risk.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? 40% think it is a red flag. So
that's so funny.
You've
Imagine
got a 40%
if you're
chance falling on your face if you do this.
If you're at a nice restaurant that doesn't have one and you just ask them for the kids menu, that is even funnier. Not a red flag, guys.
Yeah, and it depends on your energy too. It's like, are you being cheap? It's like, I can't afford a regular thing, or are you just trying to be funny? Who knows? But I guess it's circumstantial.
BuzzFeed said 58% red flag, 42% not a red flag. And
wow, this is the first time the chat is different. Yeah, that's interesting. I think you influenced them.
Maybe I did.
Such an influencer.
Such an influencer. Number 4, they mentioned that they once brought their ex to this restaurant.
That's a
little bit of a red flag.
Red flag. Yeah. Don't bring up the ex on the first date.
I mean,
you could say you've been there before, but
right. Just brought my ex to this place. You couldn't really think of an original place to bring your first date. Yeah, red flag. I'm sorry. 80%.
What if you've been brought to this place and you said, "Oh, my ex brought me here"? Is that weird to say?
I mean,
or is that a red
it's fine
flag?
to mention. It just depends on the context in which it's mentioned, I guess. Like I wouldn't bat an eye at it and be like, what? Like go on further and discuss that further. But if they just casually mention it, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could be said in a chill way, but generally speaking, red flag.
Yeah. Red flag. 80% agree on BuzzFeed that is a red flag. And where do you guys stand on it? 83% of the chat said, yes, this is also a red flag. Okay, we're staying on the same page here. 5, they changed their order 3 times because they can't decide. Change their order like with the waitress, red flag. Yeah. Red flag. If you're like sitting talking about what you want and they change their mind 3 times, fine. But if they're like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I know I ordered the cheeseburger, but can you,
that amount of indecision is a little alarming.
It is.
That's tough.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm already indecisive enough. I need a man who can decide it's a red flag. 56%.
Yeah, it's high maintenance at best and psychotic at worst. So
56% agree that it is a red flag. We're going to move on. Where do you guys feel in the chat? You guys, 80% said yes, that is a red flag. Okay. They order for you and it's not even what you wanted. Do we even have to ask the chat this? There's no way. Red flag.
Yeah.
And 94% of people agree. I don't even think we need to put that in the chats. And if you are like that, fix it.
I don't know. Is there girls out there, and you guys say in the chat, is it that you want the guy to order for you? Is it that bad if it misses? I know some people are into that.
Oh, my boyfriend. So he ordered for me on our first date, but like, no, just knew what I wanted. It was like boom, 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 boom. But if you're like sitting on a first date, right, and the girl's like, oh, I think I'll have this steak, and he's like, she'll have the salad, and just like completely disregards your input or anything like that, like that's a totally different. I think it's all about how you do it, and especially, like there are things that an unattractive guy would do that completely sets you off, but then an attractive guy does it, and you're like, oh. Game over. Game over.
Get her the escargot.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're like with somebody who you know is like a picky eater or something and they want to like pick their food and like pick what they want to eat, feel that out before you do it. I think like my boyfriend felt out what the situation was and was like, I know what's good here, would love to order. I'm like, by all means, do your thing.
Yeah. Did he order like multiple plates and stuff so that you could taste test and
multiple
test it out? Like that's a good move.
This is what you do, guys. You get like one little thing of each and you share. And that's a cute first date way to do it. As long as she's like not a weird like I don't share my food type of person. And if they are, don't date them because it's weird.
Junior Von Claire said she'll have a tequila. A shot of tequila. Yeah. Okay. It's something off the kids' menu.
Oh, that's really good.
Power move.
That is a power move.
Do
Wow.
it, fellas.
They don't put their napkin on their lap. That's fine.
No, yeah, no one
It's
cares.
not a
about
red
that.
flag. We don't even need to put that in the chat. 91%
Okay, we
said not a red flag on that one. You guys are fine. I'm glad somebody just said the jokes in the chat. I can't. I'm glad you guys are keeping it lively down there. They loudly slurp their drink. For me personally, I can't deal with it.
That's a not for me, dog. That's a not
I love
for
the
me.
pause before.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I should say this, but
I would
No,
not.
it's a red
I
flag.
wouldn't survive.
Well, she was looking over here at me, and I was like, "Do I slurp my drinks just like in the office?" Like,
No, Scott,
I
you're
was like-
good. You're good. You're good. Every time that Taylor and Scott and I have gone out to lunch, there's been no slurping of drinks, and I am so thankful for that because they would be fired.
and on some level, it is indicative of like a deeper issue. If you have so little self-awareness that you loudly slurp your drinks and like
Right.
no one, or your mom never told you that's bad manners. You've never, I mean, something's going on there. It's
Right,
not just like a
right.
thing that happens.
Like you are not 4 years old. I can't. I'm so sorry. For me,
Surprisingly, 40,
shoot.
almost 38% of y'all say it is not a red flag.
it's because they're already dating slurpers and they're stuck in their situation and there's nothing they can do about it and they've learned and they've grown from it, but that's why they voted that way. Or you are slurpers, and in that case, fix it. Fix it right now.
Bunch of slurp simps.
Number 9, they tell you they don't believe in 401ks.
What does that even mean?
Like it's not a red flag for me as long as you have some other form of plan, I guess.
Yeah, are they like staunch proponents of Roth IRAs or something?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't do
I'm all in on
retirement.
gold.
I'm never retiring. Not a red flag, I guess. 68% said it was a red flag. That's really interesting. Very institutionalized minds, I guess.
Yeah, maybe like they just thought it was like saving in general. I don't know.
Right.
That's-
Okay, next. I don't know. 10, they spend 10 minutes showing you their recent vacation photos. I saw a tweet that was like, you want to get any man to fall in love with you on a first date, just allow him to go through his camera roll with you. And I think that is so funny because men love to go back and like look at their old like photos and glory days and videos of them like doing a backflip when they were 18 and show it off. And I think that is adorable. But yeah, no, I would allow them to show some photos and stuff. That's fine. That's like them sharing their life with you.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Are we talking like your Instagram feed and you've got all these like Instagram-y pictures of your, you in Italy doing cool influencer things? Like that's a turn off.
It's a gorgeous grid.
Yeah.
If you're like genuinely
Blue water.
passionate about it and kind of sharing with me your travel experience or whatever, then that's cool, I guess.
Right. I'm gonna say not.
But Scott, do you like want to? Do you get something out of sharing old pictures of you doing your football tackles or athletic feats? I mean, I don't know.
No,
I can't say that's really like a thing for me.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I feel like that would be a thing, right? If you went out and played beach volleyball, Taylor, and you got a sick ass video of you like spiking on somebody or whatever, you wouldn't want to go home and show that to your wife?
I guess, but I don't know. I don't. She's seen me play so much. I should just be like, "Cool, baby, I'm happy for you."
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think
My-
she would
my-
I
like,
think it's cool.
My wife would be like, act like you've been there before, that kind of thing.
Right. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see. 11. They immediately tear into the bread the second it comes. Green flag. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Go for it.
Whatever. That's fine. We don't even need to put that in the chat. 91% said not a red
Yeah, it
flag.
depends. Are we at like Macaroni Grill or Texas Roadhouse or what's the bread
What
we're
type
talking
of bread,
about?
right? Yeah, that brown Cheesecake Factory bread, baby. I don't blame you. I don't
Is it a red
blame
flag
ya.
if they don't like the brown and they go for the white bread at Cheesecake Factory?
That just means
Huge
you get
red
more.
flag.
You get more of the brown bread, so it works out that way. Their food arrives first, and they don't wait until you get yours to start eating. Red flag.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Red flag. You weren't raised right.
I mean,
So sorry.
at the very least, ask. You know,
Right.
ask
Yeah.
before
Right.
you start.
Or let her be like, oh no, it's fine. Eat.
Yeah.
We don't want your food to get cold. You have to let the other person tell you. This is just basic manners.
But even then, don't do it.
Yeah, even then, don't. generally.
Right. Say something endearing like, my grandmother would never let me do that or something. You're getting a second date, brother. That's all you got to do. Red flag. Only 57% of people agreed with that. So 43% of y'all are scarfing down your food before.
Our audience is better though. 73% say it is a red flag.
See, that's right. Southern hospitality, y'all raised with good values. 13, they say it's about time when the waiter brings out the food and it hasn't been that long.
That's a red flag.
Of course that's a red flag. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think a good test for any first date is to watch how your date treats service people and service workers. And if there's any red flags that you see, no second date in my opinion. Absolutely not. Like if they're treating people like shit, leave them. Leave them.
91% of our people agree.
Agree. Okay. They reach over and grab a bite of your food without asking. For me, it's a green flag.
Ooh.
Green, or is it like
Green.
neutral?
For me, if I'm on a first date with you, I'd be like, oh, I'm already attracted to you. So if you like feel confident enough to like grab a piece of food from my plate, I'm like, yeah, that's attractive to me.
Yeah, it depends on how it happens. I think.
Right. If you guys met on like Hinge or something and then you go on the first date and then you're just grabbing food from her, maybe don't do it. Maybe it's all about being able to read the room, I think is what all of this comes down to.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
can't
for
read
sure.
read the room and tell when somebody's like interested and wants to share things with you, then you're having a problem.
Yeah. It also depends on how big the bite is. Like, don't go grabbing 10 of my fries. 2 or 3. Okay.
Fair enough. Merlin says women do this. Expect it. Yeah, no.
60% say it is a red flag though, so they're not agreeing with you for once. On this one.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, if you're a confident man, you want to grab a piece of my food, whatever. You go ahead and do that. But I do hear that women do it more often than men do, where they're like, "Honey, do you want fries or something?" She's like, "No, I don't want anything," and then you get them, and she eats half of them.
Have you seen that meme? It's like from a restaurant in the South somewhere, and it's a menu, and on the menu is like something. It's like $4, and it's like a couple extra fries and chicken fingers, and it's called "My Girlfriend's Not Hungry."
Yeah.
That's actually so funny. Oh, that's really good. Okay, I put not a red flag, but 86% on BuzzFeed said that was a red flag. Okay, 15, they cut their pizza with a fork and knife. It's giving a little American Psycho vibes. Never even seen that movie, but I feel like it gives American Psycho vibes.
I don't think this is a red flag because I mean this is like I lived in Brazil when I was younger, and it's normal to eat your pizza with a fork and a knife, and they wrap their burgers in like paper or napkin. It's like weird and rude to not do that. So
I would still go on a second
it
date.
could just be like an international thing. Yeah,
Right. Not.
People saying European too. So maybe they're just a foreigner. Don't discriminate.
There you go. 78% said not a red flag. How many more of these are there? Okay, they keep checking their text messages under the table.
Yeah, that's
red flag.
a red flag.
Why? We don't even need to put that in the chat. Bye. They accept a FaceTime call from a friend at the table. Come on now. Red flag.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. 18. They don't offer to pay the bill or split the bill. Red flag.
If it's a guy, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
So if a girl, if the check came and the girl was just like, don't have a wallet, don't have a card on me, nothing, like doesn't say anything, you would just be like, okay, this is cool. This is what it's
If I invited
expected.
a girl on a date, I would not expect her to give any gesture that she should pay.
Yeah.
W.
Yeah.
Good job, boys.
Always under the impression that I'm the one paying.
Good job, boys. Wow.
For sure.
Good job. Number 19. And finally, they tell you they don't really believe in tipping. For me, it's a red flag.
Are they European in Europe? I don't know.
Red flag.
Yeah,
We're
it's a
going to
red
assume
flag.
they're in America.
Yeah.
For me, it's a red flag. Yeah. Okay. And 89% of people
What if they're
agree.
like misers with the tip or like calculate it?
calculate their 20% or calculate like 8.5%?
What if they only tip 15%? And it was good service.
Is it bad to say that's a red flag? It's kind of a red flag for me. I don't know.
If you had
Maybe
good
it's
service
because-
and you only tip 15%, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's 'cause, yeah, I just know so many people who work in the service industry and everything. Like, I'm just like, tip your 20% and do that.
Yeah,
And
if you get really bad service, then you tip 15. But
right,
you're kind of saying a message if you're only, I don't know.
right. I agree. Anyways, these have been red flags, green flags, not red flags. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're going to get into super chats and then we'll close out for the day.
Alrighty, someone said this is too American, I guess. So.
Right. I forget only like 60% of our viewers are American.
You guys don't want to hear about Tucker Carlson and tips at restaurants?
In the
Come
Met
on.
Gala?
Yeah. That's not American, is it? I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Slow news day, y'all. Slow news day.
Yeah. Yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Abraham Burkett just sends an emoji. Thank you. Edward M also sends an emoji that says woot. Thank you. Little Noonie VTuber just sends a super chat, no message. Thank you. Going remote to passport, bro. Says when it comes to World War III, it's going to be up to the progressives and feminists to deal with it. Leave us men out of it. You guys run the country now.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see what
That's
happens
funny.
when the tides actually do turn.
Well played. Stevie Capone, we need an unapologetic with Amala shirt that says it's the confidence for me. It's actually not a bad idea.
That's so funny. I've just submitted for some clothing designs for some clothing that'll be coming out this year, guys. I can't wait to share that with you. Every Sunday when you see on my Instagram that I'm working with Risa, that's what I'm working on. And for those of you who don't know Risa, she's my best friend. You should check her out. Yeah. And check her out, I mean, on social media, not in like the weird way that a lot of you do it when I post her on Instagram because she's hot and it's objectively true. But yeah, we're working on some clothing stuff that's going to come out soon.
Right on. Malachi M says, just because women can give birth, some men think that they have to live a more quote unquote holy life in order to be desirable, but we have birth control now, so thumbs down.
Oh, so you're saying that men can just go run around, do whatever because there's birth control now? I think that is the mindset of many a man in today's time. Like I said, nothing better for a man than a modern day feminist.
Yeah, they're all about the birth control.
Yeah.
Benjamin says, high body counts make you bad, male or female. Men need to stand up and keep the same standard.
I
agree. You should at least
agree.
have the same standard for both sexes.
I do agree.
Bernie Turley, can I have a purple pill? LOL, love your show.
This was a sort of purple-pilled show today, wasn't it? We were kind of in the middle on a lot of things, which I'm sure if you're a left-leaning viewer, you're like, oh, this is what a tune we're singing today. A little different.
Yeah, I saw someone said this is a blue pill episode, so we'll take purple though. I'm comfortable living there.
Little red, little blue.
Brother Man says, hi, Amala. My wife and I think you are so smart and well-spoken. Thank you for all that you do.
Oh, thank you for watching. And hi to your wife.
Ricky says, you need to realize 90s women love men that treat them bad. That's why only date girls over 18 born after 2000. 90s love to wreck families. Wow.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
Someone had a bad experience.
Hold on. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's not all. It's a very hasty.
You were born between 1990 and 1999.
Yeah, you're
Ow.
done with this guy. It's.
Yeah.
I feel as though it's a hasty generalization. I feel it in all generations and groups of women. There are those who will probably prefer to be treated badly, and there will be those who prefer to be treated with respect. So you can find them. They exist. They're out there.
They exist. Rosa Maria just sends a little fox holding a heart. So thank you for that. Jake D says this discussion is the epitome of blue pill thinking. P.S. Love your show.
There we are. We like to sprinkle it in every now and then.
Dixon Butts, there you are. Happy Wednesday. Says, I can almost guarantee that no one's life has ever been improved by following any of these Tate types' advice. All they do is take advantage of young, lonely men and give them an even more jaded view.
Right. I am inclined to agree. I do think he should be allowed to say what he says on the internet, but I'm not gonna say that it's the most healthy prescription for what's going on right now.
I mean, it depends on which advice you follow, but
right.
Broadly, probably agree. Rundar says, howdy from West Virginia. First live, our understanding of masculinity and how men relate to women went off the rails, starting with modern feminism.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even pinpoint when everything all started. There's just an amalgamation of problems, and I'm sure prior to modern day feminism, there's plenty other issues that might have given way to modern day feminists that men contributed to, women contributed to. It's just a mixed bag.
Indeed. Stephen Kuhnke says, Amala, as a prior liberal, what is some advice for me to deal with my brother who is far left? Some context. I work in law enforcement in Wisconsin, and he told me he would have supported the rioters if they had injured me in 2020.
Ooh.
That's just toxic.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to even say to how you deal with that. I would say, first of all, don't let a statement like that get to you all that much, although it's kind of difficult to hear that from a brother figure. And yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just not worth it to get into the argument. I would just say with that one, maybe avoid the argument at all costs and hope that he figures out whatever it is that he's dealing with, because it sounds like he's got other issues going on.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing to say.
That's horrible thing to say.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I've never, in my many instances of arguing with, family members and peers and other stuff about politics, has anything like that been said outside of like internet anonymity. So to hear that from somebody who's a family member is
yeah, that's a deeper issue.
Wild. Yeah.
On his part. Little Noonie VTuber, first time watching you I've been waiting all day. I was never into politics until I found you and Brett. Love you very, very much. Love you. You're very beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. And I'm so glad you got to catch live. We are always here, guys, at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So don't miss them.
Wrestling with Art. I've never thought women are dumb. People are dumb regardless of sex, and it's the real epidemic in the world. Common sense is no longer common.
I love that. It's not just women. It's all people.
It's pretty true. Yeah. You're much better off approaching the world with that presumption than that only women are dumb.
Right.
So, Coach sipping Jamba Juice. What's the acceptable body count for men? 0, 200?
I mean, it's going to be situational. I mean, I wouldn't, like, if I was dating a guy and he has a high body count, but he seems totally respectable and is doing all the right things and it's fine, it's something that I would be able to overlook. There are women who wouldn't be able to overlook it, or there's women that would be too low for. I think it's just going to be all different. I would never go and prescribe a certain number, which is what a lot of people on the internet are doing, and specifically like these alpha male podcasters saying, if her number's above this, like, it's a waste of time, don't bother with her, and all this sort of, you just never know. You never know. And then those men, when they grow out of their 20s and 30s where they're saying all this stupid crap, are going to grow up and they're going to get married. And then is anybody ever going to check back in on them and say, what's the body count of your wife? No, they're never going to check back in. And I'll place a bet that it's probably not going to fall within the parameters that they're talking about right now, because while they're talking about it, they're going out and having, relations with hundreds of women, so they say. Also would like to check the stats on that one. Because as much as these guys get a lot of views and stuff, rarely ever am I hearing from women who are like, I really love this male podcaster and he's like so cute and so attractive. So I think maybe a lot of their animosity and hatred towards women body count comes from them not getting women. But neither here nor there.
All right. I think you guys hit a nerve on that one.
You must have. I just had to say that because there's so many people who are like, here's a specific number that if anybody's over it, like, you shouldn't date them and you shouldn't bother with them, and just no nuance or just recognition of circumstances. And so weird. So weird.
So weird. This is going to be a short on the channel in a couple days after that rant. Clint's Outdoor Adventures says, my wife of 35 years has made me a real man.
Hey, love to hear that. Love to hear that.
Veronica just gives a super chat, no message. Albert Not a Retro says, Andrew Tate, Justin Waller, Fresh and Fit, and guys like them are not red pilled. They are grifters and snake oil salesmen using catchphrases for profit.
Might just be. It's like sometimes when you find what works, like you just stay in that vein forever, and like there's no evolution from what gets you views and stuff, which can happen to anybody. But yeah.
Stevie Capone again says, I think that some men say just sleep around and don't get married. Some men that say those things may have a fear that a wife could take everything from them based on things they may have seen throughout their lives.
Right. And I think you can still maybe have that fear, especially with the stats on marriage right now, but still urge people to build long-term, trustworthy, loyalty-based relationships, even outside of going to the courthouse and signing a paper that could sign away, 50% of your assets or whatever. You could still be like, you can still build long-term relationships and meaningful relationships with women. You don't have to sleep with a bunch of women because you think marriage might be a scam.
Yeah, it's not the W you think it is, to deprive yourself for life of the most meaningful relationship that you can enter into and have a lifelong partner because someone else got screwed from some legal technicality, or that their relationship failed, so therefore I'm never going to even try. Like, that's such an L, dude.
Yeah, I saw this video of Myron Gaines, who I guess is like the front runner for the Fresh and Fit podcast, and he was like screaming into his microphone about like how, like, if in the past you've been rejected by women because you didn't have a bag and you didn't have this and you didn't look like this and all this stuff, and he's like, and now you have money and now you're big and like, and now you get to reject all these women and you're never gonna settle down, and like it was like so emotional, it was so like visceral, he was feeling this. I'm like, who hurt this man, and set him on the path of a tirade of this podcast right now, which I would love to go on the Fresh and Fit podcast. And here's why. Because I think I would have equal amounts to dish out to all parties involved. So maybe I'll do that in the future.
Someone said I turned gay not to get scammed.
That is so
great.
funny.
Okay, 30 Purple Things says, my brother recently taught me some stuff about romance, and it makes me realize how important not just our parents, but also our older siblings as they finish and enter stages of life before us.
Wait, I missed that.
Yeah, me too. My brother recently taught me some stuff about romance, and it makes me realize how important not just our parents, but also our older siblings as they finish and enter stages of life before us. I think there's like a missing verb in there somewhere.
I think it's like how important it is to like have parents and older siblings to watch go through certain stages of life before you do, to like learn from.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what's being said. 100%. It's like so great to have. I don't want to say like a blueprint, but just like a guide to like watch somebody make decisions. And we always forget that like our parents are young people who are growing and learning too, which is so crazy. Because when you're a kid, you're just like, your mom and your dad are just like these people who tell you what to do and all this stuff. And then you grow up and you're like, oh man, they were just young people going through the same stuff that we're going to go through later. Wild.
100%. Dixon Butts says, I love Tucker and all, but don't get these women fawning over him. He looks kind of like a toe.
Hey. I'm not going to bring any looks into
in a world where Pete Davidson is the standard. I mean, come on.
All I'm saying is if a guy comes to you with that message and that's the amount of like faith and loyalty he's putting into your relationship, you better snatch that guy up. I don't care what he looks like, because there are plenty of men who will say all those things and do the exact opposite.
Truth. Savrix says, anyone coming out of academia or consumes media without question is a potential revolutionary, creating self-guilty whites and angry blacks. They want what you have, and they want you not to have it.
Yeah, there's a lot of envy is the driver of many
radicalization going on.
Yes.
And another one from Savrix, the more beautiful and magnetic the celebrities, the more people will submit to their philanthropy and trends. Media subliminally steers people's minds to this deconstruction of society.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who has influence you're like drawn to, and anybody who sort of has that magnetic energy, you can be pulled in any which direction. It's just important that I guess we, I don't know, separate those two things and try not to be susceptible to things like that. Self-aware.
Totally. Narundar says, Amala, AITA, for being in favor of traditional gender roles. They don't have to be strictly enforced. I mean, everybody do you, but can we get back to those roles at least being socially acceptable?
100%. You are not the a-hole for thinking that whatsoever. As long as you're not trying to impose on other people. Yeah, like by all means. I think we're learning now that the social norms that we had and the gender roles that we had might have been producing better outcomes than the stuff that's happening right now.
What's that called, Scott? Chesterton's fence of like the one person goes up to a fence and they're like, I wonder why this is here. Maybe we should be on the lookout for that. Another person comes and just removes it without thinking about it. And it's like, I feel like the reaction to the old overly enforced rigidity of gender roles was the feminism. And then there's just like, oh, no gender roles, or let's flip the gender roles and the women should be the men now. And now it's like, we don't even know what gender is. And so we've gotten so far away from the proverbial fence that everything's just complete chaos. And my new hot take I've been thinking about is norms are good, and it can be good, and there's, especially when there's wisdom in them, and I think there's wisdom in men being men and women being women, and you heard a lot of that in Tucker's little soliloquy earlier. So I'm all about the norms, and I agree that you are not the a-hole for wanting to bring them back.
Yeah, we're also in this like culture of uniqueness where like if you're not unique, you're nothing, and it's just like I'm totally fine just being normal. And just like not having anything standing out and conforming to the roles or whatever, that is totally fine. If it means happiness and flourishing, totally fine.
Boring is underrated. That's my other new thing.
Yeah.
It's like live a nice, boring, wholesome life, and a lot of other things can be built on top of that. But
right.
You being a dysfunctional, chaotic person who's just wrecking everything is not good for yourself or the people that are around you or society. So anyways, user Rick says, Epinobi Trandall 2036, are you running as Democrat or Republican or independent?
Yeah, I don't see ever running for office being in my future. Maybe Taylor, maybe Trandall. But if so, I don't know that it would probably be as independents or some sort of
I am a registered independent,
right.
Card carrying.
Right.
So there you go. I don't even know what that means, but Aesthetic Subliminals says, what is the difference between a bodybuilder and a transgender person that transitioned? Shouldn't they both accept themselves as they are born?
A bodybuilder who's like trying to optimize the assets that they were born with, and like a trans person who is taking off body parts, and like I think there's quite a big difference there. Now, I mean, I personally don't see myself ever being a bodybuilder, wanting to go through such an extreme change in my body, because it just seems like a lot. But yeah, I think there's very, very big difference of just like maximizing and optimizing what you have and completely like trading in parts. In my opinion, in my humble opinion.
100%. Come on now. Dorothy Manley says nothing, but gives a super chat. Thank you very much. Sup, my dude. Says, I have nothing substantive to add, so I'll just say that the 1975 gives me ear aids.
No! No! It's okay.
Savage.
They're not for everybody, but still love them.
Jeffrey Lovegreen, do you think Michelle Obama will run in 2024?
Oh,
Put percentage odds on it. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but I'd say like, I don't know.
Yeah, low probability,
10%?
low probability. But if there actually is like some weird conspiratorial thing going on where they like need somebody with a good name to run because, our current president, Mr. Biden, is not looking too hot, even though he says he's going to go for it, she would be, the next most probably popular charismatic pick to go for. I think if you were going to trick people into voting for that side, that would be the way to do it.
It'd be the smart move if you're a Democrat
move.
for sure. But I don't know. I haven't heard any rumblings that she would actually do it. I know Gavin Newsom's waiting in the wings, I think. So who knows?
Right.
But Diesel 1X says, I'm ready for Amala versus Kiko. Love you guys.
I went on the Whatever podcast and she wasn't there. So
Tragic.
maybe another time down the line. I did see a left-wing girl go on the Whatever podcast and bring up some really fantastic points and she actually seemed like she could hold her own and argue, which I thought was great. I'm like, good for her for going on there and seemed like they were not prepared for her whatsoever. So sucks for them, but yeah, she did an all right job.
And on the Whatever topic, Nick Tyler says, if you were ever invited to Whatever podcast, would you attend? Already happened, Nick.
Yeah.
I've suffered through a few of them and my ears start to bleed while listening to a majority of the guest commentary.
Yeah. I mean, I went on. I don't know that I recommend you guys go watch the one where I went on because it was just so boring and there was no like left-leaning girls to really contend with and go back and forth with. So it was just kind of like a blah podcast for me.
Blah.
But if I had had a better panel, it would have been a better experience. I've thought about going back on, but it's a 2-hour trek to get there. So it takes me like four hours of my day just to drive to do the podcast. And with the possibility of not having a great panel, I don't know if I'm going to take the risk again.
We had a $50 super chat come in from CM. Thank you very much. We read those instantly. He says, love the ink.
Thank you. I'm still going back and forth on this tattoo, right? This little, the fist. It might be gone. It might be going. Well, I'm thinking about it. Just sounds so painful to get it.
Keep it.
It might be
You
going.
could turn it into the white hand of Saruman.
You know, I have enough evidence that this has existed. I don't think I need to. We'll see what happens. I'm either going to cover it or get rid of it. I think.
No,
See.
It's your body, your choice.
My body, my choice.
Zeke Sutton says, I got in as soon as Super Chat started. I'll go back and catch up, but always happy to contribute. Thank you, Zeke.
Thank you.
Santo says, will you be going to another college soon or speaking live on tour? I'd absolutely kill to see you live. Love from South Carolina.
I don't know. The next thing that I'm doing is like this dinner with Dennis in a few. What day is it? What is today?
Today's Wednesday.
The 3rd?
The 3rd, yeah.
In like 9 days, we're doing a dinner somewhere, and I think Minneapolis. So that's where I'm going to be, but it's not a school, and I don't have any schools planned. I don't have anything booked at the moment. I've just been chilling with speeches. Speeches are, I'm going to be honest, not fun for me.
But they're great content when Amla debates people and people protest at those speeches. So
I love the debate part. I hate the speech part. Yeah.
Which is I mean, that's the easiest part though. But if you're a student and you're involved or know people who are involved in like student organizations, then you can organize and invite Amala. I encourage you to do it. She won't encourage you to do it because she doesn't like giving speeches, but I think you should. So we can send a camera there and film some crazy stuff.
I love that. She doesn't like doing it. Email her, please.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, send me an email if you want me to come to your campus. You know, I still do it, even though I'm not the biggest fan of my own speeches, but I will do it.
Marissa Justice just sends a emoji. Says #1 fan. Thank you.
Thank you.
JBR sends an emoji. Says ha ha ha. So thanks for that. Right-leaning RLL says, even during my atheist phase, I always thought both parties should wait until marriage.
Yeah, I mean, ideally. I mean, I go back and forth on that. Obviously, I'm not very religious, so yeah, I don't know. I think there's an argument for both. I don't know the success rates. I haven't even looked into like what that looks like waiting till marriage, but I imagine it's a pretty successful choice that people make to just wait for marriage.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, and that's my. I mean,
Worldview.
That's the norm. That's the goal. That's the like place. You know, I don't judge people for not adhering to that, and I don't say that if that's the only thing that matters and it's like the most important thing ever and it's this magical thing. But I do think that it's a good. There's a lot of wisdom in following that, whether you're religious or not. But especially if you are religious, you're kind of. I mean, that's another topic. But
right.
Anyways, all right. Maria Martinez says, thanks for being you in a little emoji.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you for that. Nick Tyler, Kentucky Derby winner picks. Scott Taylor Amala each pick pick one and I'll put $5 on.
What
Go,
are the
baby,
Kentucky
go.
Derby horses? Hold on. I have to look this up. Derby horses. Okay, we can keep reading super chats while I look for this.
Okay. Well, I want to look at all the names too.
Oh, okay.
But-
Okay. How many? There's so many horses.
Oh, are there? Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Winning
Tap it.
colors.
Ninquist. Winning colors. Real quiet. Riva Ridge. Big Brown. Halma. That's very close to my name. Ray Count. I'm not going to read all these. You guys can see that.
We're going to read every single one.
There's way too many. I am going to look through and see which one sounds the coolest, and that's the one I'm going to pick. Jet Pilot. Hell yeah. Gallant Fox. Are you kidding me? Street Sense. Needles.
I can't
Super
read those on
Saver.
my screen.
Oh, okay. Well, we're reading Affirmed. If you guys want to be affirmed, I'm gonna.
Gender affirmed.
Yeah, Carry Back, Secretariat,
Mandalorian?
of course, Secretariat. I'll have
Find
another.
that bird. Oh, I think I want Spend a Buck.
Spend a Buck. Okay, Taylor picks Spend a Buck.
Wait, they rename horses Secretariat? I thought that was like one of the most legendary horses
I guess you
to have ever
can.
run.
I guess
Is
you can.
Seabiscuit on there somewhere?
There's Sea Hero, but there's not Sea Biscuit.
Oh, I may be mixing those two up.
But no,
are they?
Secretariat's. I thought it was
Yeah,
a horse thing too, like a horse movie.
I could have.
It's
Yeah.
also, if you've watched, what's the horse show on Netflix? The cartoon horse? BoJack Horseman. Gosh, he was trying to
Oh.
play Secretariat in that show. Sir Barton. Go for Gin. Baden. Burger King. I'm going to pick... I'll have another.
Oh,
Is that what
I was gonna go for
I'll have another tequila shot. This is
Yeah.
the one that I'm going to pick.
Let me have a funny circle. What is it? Circle or what? I can't read that.
Which
It's so
one?
Small. Funny
side.
Funny side. Give me
Funny
funny
side?
side.
Genuine Risk. That's hilarious.
Genuine risk. Oh, should I actually? I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick genuine risk. I'm gonna take a genuine risk and bet on genuine risk. That's what I pick. And then, okay, so Taylor, you picked Spend a Buck, and Scott picked Funny Side.
Funny side.
Okay, decided. Next super chat.
All right. Go Spend a Buck. Let's do it. JBR says, I don't understand how a person who seems so clear and well-read can make fun of a person with a Southern accent. Not cool.
I'm not making fun of people with Southern accents. Everything good I attribute to Southern people. The reason I use the Southern accent is for Southern hospitality. Are you kidding me?
You're from the South.
I am from the South. Yeah, and I have family members with Southern draws as well. So, yeah, no, we're good. we're good on the South, G.
Diesel 1X. We already read that one about Amal and Kiko. Jen says, do you and your boyfriend talk about politics often?
Yes, we do. Especially since this is my job. So we talk a lot about what's going on and just everything that's going on in the world and just like crazy shit that's happening. So yeah, constantly. More of like cultural, social stuff than like politics and politicians. But yeah.
Yvette Rivera says, just want to say thank you. I'll watch the replay. I told my 17-year-old daughter to follow you because I love how you think. You are so calm. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was so sweet. And hello to your daughter. Hopefully she's watching.
30 Purple Things, again, says, sorry for the missing verb, guys. Amla was smart enough to figure out your comment. I was not. So, no harm done.
Okay, yeah. I hope I figured it out. And we got it correct.
Bose Arctic says, I know your intros mentioned every live, but always thought your intro said, got a problem with me, bruh.
That's so funny.
Thought it was intentional from the name of the show, LOL.
I just make up whatever. I think it says Young Apollo with the. I think that's what it says. But I could be absolutely wrong. I'm just.
Yeah, did you ever
pretty
have
sure
like
it's what it
growing up
says.
like a song that you thought the lyrics were a certain way, so you always sang it that, and then somebody told you or you saw the correct lyrics, and that never. I mean, that's definitely happened to me. I can't think of an example. Now,
Like
but-
Eiffel 65 Blue. Like
Yeah.
that one, everybody had a different rendition or version of the lyrics.
Nothing comes to mind, but I do know exactly what you're talking about. And then you feel like you've gone through like this Mandela effect of like the lyrics are nothing like what you thought they were.
My whole life is a lie. Yeah. Conservative King. Hey, Amala, I think we need to see an Amala Candace Owens and Brett Cooper versus Girls from Whatever podcast. I would actually watch that episode of their podcast. Stay awesome and God bless Eric.
I think we would just steamroll that. I don't think anybody would get a word in edgewise on the I don't know that you guys would want to watch that. Oh my goodness, that would be fun.
Nicodemus 1984. Thanks again to you and your team. Speaking of horses, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch War Horse, a Steven Spielberg movie.
I have not seen it. It doesn't involve horses getting hurt. If it does, I cannot watch it. So sorry.
That's good.
I can't watch animal films. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't even watch Finding Nemo.
How about Homeward Bound?
Never seen it.
Homeward Bound. It's like a 90s kid movie.
Yeah.
I can't watch animal films. I don't know if it's that I just don't connect with animal films, and I just think it's kind of strange to make movies about like pets and animals and things, but I don't know what it is.
I heard the new one, I think it's called Shizu or Sizu. It just came out in
I
theaters.
heard about that.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty decent.
Just never
So
been
we
one
found
to
out that
watch 'em.
Amala hates Southern people and animals today.
Right.
So
That's so funny, because if there's one accent that I could have and I like wish I naturally had, it's a Southern accent. I wish I had a Southern draw, because I just think they're adorable. And they just, they sound like warm biscuits.
you're from the South. Why don't you have an accent?
I say y'all.
Are you grifting? Are you performing for us? You'll never be really accepted by California.
Yeah, no, I'm not hiding my accent. I do say y'all a lot, which y'all hear on the show all the time, but that's about as Southern as my voice gets.
Yeah, I'm in the South now. I love it. Wife's from Georgia. She doesn't have that much of an
Georgia?
accent though either. I don't know.
No, she doesn't.
Maybe as we're here, it'll come back slowly.
Right.
A few years from
Adopt
now, we'll be
it.
like, good to be here today with you.
Pulling Austin Butler. Gosh.
We almost made it the whole show. I think this is the last super chat I see. But AW asks, when's the Brett Cooper collab?
Every time, brothers. Every show. Not yet, guys. Haven't reached out. Gotta be honest. We'll see.
But we will.
But we
gotta
will at some point.
It's, we got to keep y'all coming back.
Right. Now we're just going to save it for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It's
long.
like the TV shows that like never let the guy and the girl lead get together because there's always the tension that needs you to keep coming.
Right. Maybe at 2 million. So-
yeah, there you go.
So tell your friends.
Mark your calendars.
All right, guys. Is that our final super chat?
That's it. Oh, wait. Nicodemus says War Horse ends well for the horse and his best friend, but they're going through a lot of different things.
Okay. Gotcha.
So there you go. And Nick Tyler says, you all looked at the names of all the horses that have run in previous derbies and didn't have the horse in this year's race.
It's like, why are some of these black and white?
I'll ask again on Friday.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Hold on. We're going to do this one more time. 2023 contenders. Oh gosh. How are these shown in a list? Okay. This better be it. Is this it? Can you guys even read that? Let me zoom in. Okay.
Skinner.
Okay. Hit show. We have a hit show.
Reincarnate.
Give me Tap It Trice.
Tap it twice. That's what you Confidence game. Okay. We're scrolling. Disarm, Jace's Road, Sun Thunder, Angel of Empire, Forte, Raise Kane, Derma Sodagake, Sodagake, Rocket Can, Lord Miles, Continuar. These are the horses we have.
50-1. Man, okay. So those names aren't as cool as the other ones.
They're really not. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
What did I use? I did Genuine Risk last time. If I did Genuine Risk last time, I guess I'm going to pick Practical Move.
I was going to pick that. It's got 10-1 odds.
I went from Genuine Risk to Practical Move. You can pick the same horse, can't you?
I'm not going to pick the same horse. That's boring.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go Angel of Empire because it reminds me of Age of Empires, a game that I used to play.
Perfect. And Scott?
Ooh. Wait. Can you scroll up really quickly?
Yeah.
Let's go Mage.
That's like, which one has the best
Mage.
odds?
I'm going to go Mage.
Okay. Mage. Okay.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we've picked our horses. Mage, Practical Move, and Angel of Empire. There we go, guys. And that ends today's show. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we're live. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we post videos every single day. You made the last video blow up, by the way. Y'all loved watching that girl go after the Uber, or you loved commenting on the girl going after the Uber. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out because there is much to see in the moves for artificial racism in 2023. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a little bit of a different video. I watched Peter Pan and Wendy on Disney Plus, gave it a review, and here's the hint: gatekeep, girl boss, gaslight. Those are the 3 words that are going to be ever present in the review tomorrow. Check it out. It'll be out at 3 p.m. Pacific. Bye, guys.